Hello everybody out there in YouTube land, and welcome to DC Fans United. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about the upcoming DC Comics Justice League No Justice. I have a lot of thoughts and pretty strong opinions on this, but first off, I have a quick shout out for my friends over at OutrightGeekery.com. It's a cool geek website, and I'll have a link for them in the description box. So, Justice League No Justice is going to come out after Metal concludes. So once Metal's done, Justice League No Justice is going to come out. So from what I can gather, it's going to be a 4-issue comic, and it is going to have 4 different teams. So the Justice League is going to become 4 different teams, each of which has its own color of uniforms, which I don't really understand why that is, but I'm sure we'll find out. It's kind of an interesting gimmick, but it'll be interesting to see how they go with this. One thing that I find a little bit of a concern, though, kind of a major concern, is the art they released where the team members are in black and white. That art looks a lot better than the images they released where the team is in full color. So I kind of wonder what the deal is with that. It almost looks like the pencils were done by 2 different artists. So I'm not sure, what's going to happen there, but I'm a little worried that it looks alright, but especially Superman's team, it looks kind of strange to me. And another big concern I have, and I think is really kind of weird, is, as you can tell, each of these teams has villains in it. There's Sinestro, there's Starro. Well, not every team has villains, but most of them do. Batman's team has Deathstroke, and, well, Lobo's kind of an anti-hero, but they've got those guys all in there. Wonder Woman's team looks like it's just heroes. Harlequin's on Flash's team. So another thing I think is kind of goofy, too. Yeah, and Lex Luthor's on Batman's team. But another thing that's kind of goofy is the way they went ahead and did the coloring. So, okay, there's a red team. Sure, that's cool. Flash is on the red team. That makes sense. He normally wears red. Oh, look, they've got Cyborg on there. And see, they've got him all in red armor. Why not just make a frickin' silver team and put him on that? Same thing with the purple team. I actually laughed when I saw the purple team, because I'm like, oh, Wonder Woman in purple, Zatanna in purple, I guess that's okay. I mean, Raven in purple, that makes sense. She normally wears, dark purple or black. But Atrigan in purple? I don't see that flying, and Dr. Fate actually looks kind of cool. I don't know why they all have little glowing things on them. I guess we'll find out. So another thing people were kind of criticizing is, why is Beast Boy on one of the teams? And if you read into it more, this is a mashup. They took the Justice League and the Teen Titans and a group of villains and made these teams. So there's a lot of members of the Teen Titans on here. Cyborg, obviously, but Starfire, and along with Beast Boy, there's Raven and Damian Wayne. So, I don't know why Beast Boy is being singled out. I think maybe they see him as being a low power level character, but no one's criticizing Harlequin, which I guess she's popular, but really? So another reason, too, these teams were formed is because there is a cosmic level threat approaching Earth, and they weren't able to fully prepare for it with just the Justice League members. I could buy that. That makes sense then that they'd bring in someone like Lobo. But why bring in Harlequin, right? What's she gonna do? Another thing, too, yeah, it's a cosmic level threat, but even in Crisis on Infinite Earths, the heroes didn't side with the villains, There's a whole issue in that called Warzone, where it's all the villains team up together and they attack. So I find it really hard to believe, even if it's just a 4-shot, that Sinestro is going to work with these guys and Deathstroke and stuff. It's just, honestly, that's kind of my biggest qualm with this. It's almost like DC took a look at their top 20 most popular characters. They're like, alright, who do people know? People know Harlequin, people refer to Sinestro. Yeah, put them in there, And another thing that concerns me is, okay, this is just a 4-shot. Weird Teams is okay for a 4-shot, but from what I'm reading, the end of this is going to greatly affect who is in the Justice League in the future. So, are we going to see a Justice League that's half villains? Which brings me to another point. The title of the comic is No Justice. So it's Justice League No Justice? Is this really a road we want to go down? You know, I mean, Injustice is one thing. It's like an alternate universe, but this is Rebirth from everything I can tell. So it's a little bit strange. I'm not really sure what to think about it. It could be really good. It could be really bad. One thing that is a little strange, too, is with all these team members, there's no Aquaman. And as you probably know, Aquaman is one of the founding members of the Justice League, so Aquaman fans might see this comic as a bit of a snub. Alright, so I guess that's most of my thoughts. I was thinking I was going to be really critical of this, but I'm going to hold off judgment until it actually comes out. I think I covered my criticisms pretty well. Yeah, it's just a weird roster. It doesn't really make sense, especially dealing with a cosmic level threat. You know, are they gonna... I don't even know. I would have gotten a whole bunch of Green Lanterns and had them attack. Alright, you know, one thing though is DC pretty much always... You know, especially in the last 2 years, has really righted the ship. Who would have thought Elmer Fudd and Batman together would have been a great comic? So, who knows, this might be a great comic. And it's gonna have Scott Snyder involved in the writing, so that's always a great sign. Alright, that's all for now. It's just some thoughts on this. I've been, you know, thinking about this for the past, I guess, 4 days since this was announced. Alright, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that bell for notifications. Smash that bell. If you're subscribed, it's one thing, but you won't necessarily know when I put up content unless you hit the bell. Alright, thanks guys. I really appreciate it.
End of line.